Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do my first impressions and a disassembly on the Damn Designs Banshee here. So this is a knife I picked up on pre-order. I got it in last week. I got pretty excited in the unboxing video, and if I'm being honest, which I gotta stop saying that, I think I'm over it already. So like, it's cool, right? It's big. It's a bruiser. It is very comfortable in hand. It has an interesting blade shape, kind of like a chisel tip, even though it's a tanto. And then this kind of straight edge here has a hole for deployment that you can use with your middle finger, which is cool. Also has a flipper. Believe it's made by Kubi as the OEM. It's very well made, 14C, 28N. But I just haven't found it comfortable to carry because it's big and heavy, and it has this hump on it. It is cool that it has a left-handed carry clip. I like that. It does stick out a bit too far past the handle for me. I just don't like when knives do that. It tends to then get you. There hasn't really been an issue on this, but I just don't like that very much. I like it to be flush with the end of the knife. But mainly, I just don't like this tip right here. Like, on a normal tanto, I shouldn't say normal, but on a tanto, what I really like about it is you have that secondary tip to like get into packages and whatnot. But this edge is still semi-useful, and this tip is useful for other things, penetrating and then cutting through a bag or whatever, right? This knife is, I don't know, it has that secondary tip, which is cool, but it's not very sharp, to be honest. Like, I should not be able to do that. And you kind of get less of a tip here, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain myself better. I just don't like the design of the blade. I don't like that this is like basically a chisel that, this is in practice. Like, I've tried using this to open things, and like, I just didn't like it. It's the best way for me to put it. I tried cutting open cutting out shipping labels. This edge did not even want to go through the first layer. Like, I had to really push down to get it through the first one. And with a heavy blade like this, it should be mowing through shipping labels like that, right? Now, of course, it's not going to go through stuff like something, say this Rockwall right here. I also cut labels with. This thing was a beast. This thing went through, I think it was like 5 or 6 labels in one go. That's what I want. So I don't know. There's obviously exceptions to every rule. Like the Oz Roosevelt here, not a great label cutter because that tip, it's just not the best tip. And there's just so much belly. It just doesn't really do a great job. This thing is a one label cutter too. And obviously it gets dinged for that in my book. But I don't know. If you just add everything up, weight, size, shape, this just slowly has, kind of just been like, eh. When at first it was like, yeah, this thing's all beast. Like, and that's how I feel about knives like this. Like, when I got the Chavez, I'm like, yeah, it's all beast and blah, 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 right? I still love this knife to death, and part of that is because it actually is a super useful blade. I love it. I just don't feel that way about this knife. So, I don't know. This may be the final video I do. I did want to do a disassembly on it. And I'm not saying it's not a good knife. It's built extremely well. All of that stuff is solid. Is this a T10? It feels like a T8 to me. Yeah, so I think it's just sort of a matter of it's not for me, right? I did Loctite this because it was coming loose at one point. Do I have to? Crap, I have to take this out. Okay. It is kind of cool that this is there's only 2 screws holding this bad boy together. You can see the screws coming out the other side. There's your filler tab. Shouldn't have to take the clip off. This should stay in place. That would be cool if it did. We're going to have a liner under here, I'm betting. Duh. Nested liners. Like, all of this stuff is cool, right? No complaints on any of that. Yeah, it's just essentially coming down to this. This is not for me, you know. So it can still be a good knife, and it is. So there you go. Look at that. Me being objective. What? Come on, baby. Did somebody put too much Loctite on this? No. Who would have done that? Hang on. Cover your eyes. Alright, banging into shit. If anybody's ever wondering, I got these for my truck because I had to remove part of the stereo, actually the USB thing, so I could install a new one to get Apple CarPlay in my truck. That is why. So here's the thing. It's not bad. I was going to say, it seemed like a tiny stop pin for the size of the blade, but it's fine. Here's another pin that just randomly fell out. I hate when that happens and I don't know where it goes here. Guessing it goes in here. Come on. Pop back in. There you go. So here's your internals. You got good milling going on here. It's just a big knife, so it's going to weigh a lot. It is a cool pivot that he uses. I've said before that I'm just not like that enthusiastic about Adrian's designs. He's the guy behind Damn Designs. I love Adrian. Adrian's an awesome dude. I did a review on the spinner thing last week. I didn't really like that. But again, these are all like subjective things, right? Like my opinion. That doesn't mean that other people shouldn't and don't love these designs, because I think they do. It's a very popular company. He's a very popular designer, and I get it. I don't know. I've never seen it. This was the most appealing design I'd seen from him, and that's why I ordered it. I also like to just support makers in the community, designers in the community, regardless sometimes. You know, it was $50 for a pre-order. I might as well support a guy, you know. So, I don't know. That's kind of my take on it. Anyway, I'll stop saying why I don't like the knife, and we can just talk about the knife. How about that? Or put it together. Let me get this out of here. Yeah, I just haven't... I just said that, and now I'm going to start talking again. I just haven't felt the want or the need to carry this, if that makes sense. Like, I got this in shortly after it, like a couple days later, and this is more my speed when it comes to a budget knife. Has nothing to do with the fact that it's budget. I actually love the 14C. This is D2, and I don't like that, but you know, just the size and everything just makes more sense in my eyes. For me, like, that's what I prefer, you know what I mean? But if you talk to somebody like Peter from A Therapeutic Edge, this is right up his alley. He loves this stuff, you know what I mean? So it just is what it is. I should probably hit Peter up, see if he has one of these. Maybe he'd be interested. All right, let's put her back together, huh? Maybe I'll shut up at some point too, but you guys wouldn't want that now, would you? Is it D-shaped? Kind of looks like it's D-shaped on this side. I think it is, yeah. So where's the D? Where's the D on this? I don't know, I can't tell. Does that look D-shaped? Is it on here? I don't know, maybe it's not D-shaped at all. If it is, I need to deal with it now. Damn sure looks like there's a side there that's different. Whatever. Oh, I should tell you about the oil. So this oil is from Orion Knives. So you guys know Blade Banter? David, great dude. He sent me some of this to test out. He sells this now on his site. It's labeled and everything, but he gave me this a little early. It's this 20 weight oil, I believe. It's just kind of like a clear lube. So it kind of, you know, nano oil, KPL, that kind of stuff. Just something different. It's a 20 weight. And I actually have really liked it for bearings and stuff. I still obviously prefer KPL. It's been basically identical in performance to KPL original. It's that weight of oil. So like this isn't gonna replace KPL heavy on the detent ball tracks, which I will tell you is my favorite. But it's really cool. I will say I like this applicator better than KPL. The KPL bottles are awesome how they contain the oil and they don't spill at all, which that's the biggest problem with lubes is like this shit'll get it'll spill everywhere, it'll get all over your stuff, and if you're traveling or something, you gotta put it in a bag or whatever. And this holds very well, but the applicator can go to shit sometimes, which is kind of annoying. Like I end up throwing them away way before they're empty, but I also use them a shit ton, so there's that. But yeah, anyway, KPL is working on a new bottle, which is awesome. But anyway, I just wanted to use this oil on this knife here just to kind of see what we're working with. Yeah, I see the D shape sort of, but I just don't see anywhere that it matters. Unless I lined it up perfectly somehow. And it's just perfect, you know. That's KPL original. Here's the heavy. There we go. All right, I'm using this. Jeez, keep confusing myself. All right, put this guy on. Stop pin. All right, should be good, right? Yep. Very simple. I mean, trying to put knives together at 90 degrees now. I've been told that's the best way to do it by some makers. So I'm going to trust the makers over my dumbass. Oh, there's that pin coming in handy. Got it. I will Loctite this. I just want to get it in there. So she said, God damn it. All right, so I'm thinking I'm probably moving this, right? So where the hell is the clip? Oh, it's on there. Okay. I was thinking I might as well reverse it now, right? Just get it over with. Very simple to reverse the clip. You do have to reverse this here, and there is a barrel that goes through, but I found you can put the barrel on either side, so it doesn't necessarily have to go the way you think. So just do this, and then flip this guy over, put him in here. Does it slide in there? It slides in. Drop that guy in there, and then it'll tighten up that clip screw. Oh, no, it won't. I gotta get the barrel in a little bit. There we go. I don't know if you can see that, but okay, it's not doing anything. Ah, gotcha. It's spinning together. Got it. And this is why you need two drivers. And one of them to be small like this, so you can palm it and hold the knife at the same time. This should be good. This guy tight. I will say I noticed a rattle at one point. Hear it? Think Oh, sorry. I think that might be the pivot. Yeah, it's gone. Okay. That was the pivot. Or that was the blade smacking against the side. Yep. Oh, that was me. Give that KPL a second. Do you have any blade play? No, that is a brick house right there. Okay, that was weird. Hang on a second. Lock up, solid. So I think maybe it's a little too tight. So first I'm going to take this pivot out, and then I'm going to get the Loctite so we can get that done. Loctite it in place. Yep, that's a perfect amount. You'll notice I didn't try to swap bearings or anything. Again, I'm pretty sure this knife is moving on at this point, so. All right, dead nuts on centering. Tiniest play. I don't know what that's all about. So you see that, right? But when I'm disengaging this way, it wants to stay. You see that? You gotta shake it down. Now, is that because it's too tight? It just seems like something's off here. I don't know what that's all about. I mean, it should be able to work. Oh. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about for a second there. Now I have it where it's essentially... Is it dropping? I mean, it's almost dropped shut, but there's no play at all. And I would rather have it at that point and let the next person adjust it if they want to than leave it with any play. You know what I mean? And I'm guessing this is going to keep getting better as we go. So, dead nuts. Yeah, so real quick to recap, ergonomics are fantastic on this knife. If you have a large glove size hand or bigger, I think you're really going to like it. Mine, or even, you know what, large to XL, I think if it gets much bigger than that, you're actually going to run out of room. But in this grip, you can ride this ramp, and it's absolutely ergonomically a dream. You can use this as a choke up point. You just have to be careful. And again, now you get a good pinch right here, and this feels exceptional, or you can ride up here. The action on this knife is very, very good. The detent, you'll see here, or the flipper tab is fantastic, right? Jimping is perfect. And here's your pivot, right? And you'll see the flipper tab is just a little bit above the center of the pivot, which gives you enough leverage to shoot it out, even with the detent that is made for flicking. Now, I think they did an excellent job. Thumb flick is possible, but it's a little low and you got to kind of wrist it, but it works. But yeah, you can get a middle finger in here instead if you want, you know. You can do, did I say middle? I meant ring. You can do the middle finger. Can I pinky it? I don't think I can pinky it. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm going to cut it off, so I'm not going to do it. Index finger it. You have a lot of options on this knife, which is cool, right? I will cut something real quick to show you that, so you can see what I'm talking about. So here we go. Standard edge, great. 14C, 28N, going to work. Up here, this is my problem. And I'm not saying it's not sharp. I'm sure it is. It's just I don't really know how to use it. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do with this tip. Like, go like that? Like, I don't know. I guess maybe it's a me thing. And I just didn't think this was very sharp. You know, like, that's me dragging it. It's not cutting all the way through. Now, I'm obviously not putting a lot of pressure down, but I would expect a knife to drop and cut and at least cut through the paper, right? So I don't know. I think ultimately it's just not for me. And I've said this way too many times already. So that's where I'm at with this. Cool design, 100% a cool design. I love the white G10 with the bead blast. That's an awesome combination I never would have thought of. And when I saw it, I was like, yes, right? And that's why I pre-ordered it. I mean, you see the actions already much better. Dead nuts. Deep carry clip rides really well. Again, it's a little too deep for my taste, but it works. It's a heavy boy, guys. I mean, it's got to be 5.5 ounces, maybe. Maybe 6. I don't know. Which to some people is nothing, right? Great detent. I will say that. Kubi, I am impressed. And Adrian, if you watch this, hey, man, really cool knife. Good job. I really like all the designs that you've come out with in this batch in 14C20N. I think that's a great choice of material. You know, they're just not my designs. They're not for me, but that doesn't mean anything, right? That's just how life is. We all have our own tastes. And yeah, so I'll probably sell this guy and move on, but I really appreciate being able to check stuff like this out. And it was cool getting on the pre-order and getting it a little cheaper. I think it was $50. Now they're $60. I always appreciate when makers do that, where they do pre-orders for less and then they raise the price a little bit when it comes out, because nothing's worse than spending however much, waiting 6 months or however long it was. This was only like 3. And then you get your knife, and a week later they drop the same exact knives for the same exact price, and they have so many that anybody can get one. That'll piss you off, because you're like, I could have just had that money and waited. Like, what was the point of the pre-order, right? So he does that right. He really did that right. And Adrian's just a cool dude in general. I've chatted with him before. So anyway, I'll be checking out more Damn Designs products. That's for damn sure. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. I love you all, and I will catch you later.